In this video, I'm going to show you a way to program a complex groove into PolyNome, and I'll show you a few tips and tricks along the way that you might find useful. So the groove I'm going to program is from a Phillips song, and it's based on a bembe rhythm. So I'm going to program that bembe rhythm into Metronome 1. So tap on the rhythm view. So the bembe rhythm in 16th notes goes like this. 1 and 2 E and A, 3 E and A. So we've got 1 and there, and then we want 2 E, and then rest on the and, play the A, and then we're going to have a rest on the 3, a note on the E of 3, rest on the and of 3, and a note on the A of 3, and it's in 3/4. So there you go, we've got a bar of 3/4, and that's the rhythm, the bembe rhythm. So it sounds like this. So that's the starting point. And then in Metronome 2, I'm going to program a pattern which is a left-hand ostinato on the hi-hat and a bass drum pattern. So for this, I'm going to just enter one beat of 16th notes and then go to change sounds. And the hi-hat part, I'm going to do between the R and L keys. So I'm going to set L to be an open hi-hat sound. So the hi-hat part is 1 E and rest, 2 E and rest. And I'll make the volume of the open hi-hat a little bit quieter. And then the bass drum pattern is every third 16th note. So normally, if you had a regular sequencer, if you wanted to program just this in, you would have to do a few beats worth to make it work. In PolyNome, we just enter kick, rest, rest, and that bottom line will repeat of its own accord. So here we have a polyrhythmic groove going on. Hit done. If I click on the speaker icon, I can mute Metronome 1, and we can hear what this hi-hat and kick pattern sounds like. So we've got this nice, interesting polyrhythmic ostinato pattern going on. And then I can bring up the bembe over the top of that. So now we have to program in a tom pattern on this bembe groove. So I'm going to hit change sounds. Now the first note of this pattern is actually a rest, so I'm going to hit a rest for that. And then I'm going to set up tom-toms on the other sounds. So the right sound, drums, acoustic, we'll have that be tom 1. The kick sound, the K sound, I'm going to make that be tom 2. And the H sound, I'm going to make that be drums, acoustic, tom 3. And then we'll leave the left sound as snare. So the rhythm goes like this. So that's the first bar, and the second bar is the same, but we end with a snare instead of the high tom. So rest on the first beat. Notice that PolyNome enters the next bar for you. So that's the rhythm. And it's worth noting at this point that you can swipe in the rhythm display, and you can insert notes here if you wanted. You could insert a rest there. I'm going to backspace to delete that. So, you know, you don't have to delete all of these and build it up again. You can swipe through and insert where you like. And when you're in this mode where we've entered rests in the rhythm, you can't enter anything on the rest. So these notes are just entered for the actual notes in the rhythm. So I'll hit done, and we get our pattern. So if you were working on this in your practice, you might bring the tempo down, and then perhaps you'd want to hear what just the kick, for example, sounded like. So we'll bring the hi-hat part down. So this is the kick with the bembe pattern. Or maybe you just want to hear the hi-hat part with the bembe pattern. We can get rid of the kick. Or you might just want to hear the hi-hat and kick ostinato on its own. So as you can see, PolyNome is a very useful tool for working on things like this.